In the shadows of South Africa's underworld, a chilling tale of betrayal, cartel violence, and treachery has unfolded. A story that starts with a missing man and ends with a grim discovery, one that would send shivers down the spine of anyone who dares to venture too deep into the world of drugs, crime, and violence. It begins with Peter Jaggers, a notorious Cape Town gang boss, known for his ruthless leadership of the terrible josters in Netreg. A man with a reputation, feared and respected in equal measure. But Jaggers wasn't just any gangster. He was linked to something far darker, something far more dangerous. In early July, Peter Jaggers flew to Gauteng, perhaps to broker a deal, or maybe to attend a meeting with a business partner. But it was here, at the lavish Emperor's Palace Hotel, that his life took a sharp and violent turn. Jaggers, 43, was abducted by a group with far-reaching power, a Colombian drug cartel. Days after his disappearance, Jaggers' wife received a terrifying message, a voice note distorted and cold in a thick South American accent. The message was simple, yet chilling, a ransom demand for $50 million. And something else, a missing cocaine shipment worth over $1 billion. The cartel believed Jaggers had stolen their drugs, an enormous stash of cocaine, allegedly hidden in South Africa. They didn't care if he had betrayed them. They only cared about one thing, the return of what was theirs. And Jaggers was the one they would hold accountable. As the days passed, the whispers on the streets grew louder. Some said Jaggers had been taken by the cartel as retribution, while others claimed his life had already been claimed by those very same hands. The police, meanwhile, worked in the dark, unsure of the cartel's next move, or if they would even find Jaggers alive. Then, nearly 4 months later, the grim answer came, far from the media spotlight, in a remote dam in the Free State. A body was discovered, decomposed, bound, and tied to the bottom of the dam. The remains of Peter Jaggers. But there was more. Alongside him, another body, a male, also bound and submerged. Both men had been chained, their bodies weighed down by sandbags. The discovery sent shockwaves through the investigation, confirming what many had feared: Jaggers had met a brutal end at the hands of those he once considered allies. The cartel had made sure there would be no trace of him left, no ransom paid, no mercy given. But Jaggers' story doesn't end there. In the weeks leading up to his kidnapping, rumors had circulated about a fishing vessel, the Berta fishing experience, which had gone missing in the Cape. 6 fishermen were lost, their vessel capsized under mysterious circumstances. It later emerged that Jaggers was somehow involved, with some speculating that the vessel had been a front, used to transport the stolen cocaine, left floating in barrels for local gangs to retrieve. The pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place. Jaggers had tried to take the drugs for himself, perhaps seeing it as his chance to claim the fortune of a lifetime. But in the cutthroat world of international drug trafficking, there are no second chances. As for the missing fishing vessel and the cartel's far-reaching influence, it only deepened the mystery. Was the vessel truly just a smuggling route? Or was it part of a larger network, operating right under the noses of authorities, using South Africa's ports as a staging ground for illegal drugs? A voice note from the cartel, a missing fishing vessel, a brutal kidnapping. And now, a body found submerged in the murky waters of a remote dam. Peter Jaggers' life, it seemed, had ended just as violently as it had been lived. But there were still questions, unanswered questions, about what led to his downfall and the identity of those who helped orchestrate it. Was Jaggers truly the mastermind of the stolen drugs? Or was he just another pawn in a much larger game of power and violence? And then, the haunting truth: Jaggers wasn't alone. Among the victims was a relative whose name remains withheld for safety reasons, another casualty in this bloody war for control. In the end, the discovery of Jaggers' body only scratched the surface of a much deeper and more dangerous world. One that stretches from the streets of Cape Town to the dark corners of South America, a world where trust is fleeting and betrayal is the deadliest currency of all. What was once a gang's dirty little secret has now become a tragic chapter in the ongoing saga of drug violence. And as authorities continue to unravel the truth, the question remains, how far does the reach of these cartels truly extend, and who will be the next to fall? This is the story of Peter Jaggers, the man who tried to steal from the Colombian cartel and paid the ultimate price.